All right, so listen, if you're a Chiefs fan, you're probably thinking, hey, we got the win, that's nice, but, could have looked a little better doing it against a very injured, Green Bay Packers team. This has been another disappointing game for Patrick Mahomes right here, and he's racked up a few of these now this season. I think some of the criticisms have been overblown, but this was not a great game for him. So I figured let's make a film study and talk about what are the issues and kind of what are the good and the bad of Mahomes still. So first, let's start off with stuff like this, because we should mention there were some drops. Like right here, Mahomes is going to throw it to Kelsey, who should have been able to get the first down on 3rd and 2. He dropped it. They eventually had to punt because that was a 3rd down play. You also had this, which is going to be another throw, this time to McCole Hardman, who does not make the catch on a 3rd down and short. They do not get it. Right here, you're going to have another situation where it's a Kelsey who, hit his hands. He did not catch it. That was on 2nd down, but they didn't convert on 3rd, so it kind of ended up being another reason why they had to punt. And then this one, that one's kind of an underthrow, but still not able to be caught. So now we'll go over to this one, but I just figured to be fair to say, listen, Mahomes is getting all the blame. He's not the only reason why things are at fault, and it's also, part of me does always kind of feel like, in hockey, they say when you haven't scored a goal in a while, it's only concerning if you're not getting chances. The Chiefs are getting chances. Guys are getting open. Things are just not running as smoothly as you would hope. So here's an example of just one of the really more baffling plays by Kansas City and by the Chiefs and by Mahomes specifically. This was, one of, if not the, I think this is probably, in my opinion, the worst play of Mahomes' game on this one, which might sound odd, but just watch the play. So the way it works is it's quarters coverage for Green Bay. The 2 receivers lined up to Mahomes' left, which is towards the top of the screen, are running deep. They're going to basically try and just push players further deep. You have to respect multiple receivers deep down the field, so that's what's going to happen. Then Kelsey just does what he's done his entire Hall of Fame career, which is run over the middle, find a soft spot in the zone coverage to sit down. Mahomes can throw it to him and hit him. Basically, the way these plays work is that if a safety crashes down to cover Kelsey, then you'll have a receiver open deep down the field. But if he doesn't do that, then you hit Kelsey. That's the way this read is supposed to work. You look at the safety, and the safety's the one who helps you make your decision. Usually you see these plays against cover 3, which would mean only one safety deep. The second safety deep kind of adds a little added wrinkle to it, but still. Let's take a look at what happens. So Mahomes is going to take the snap right here. There is a play action involved, and I've circled Kelsey. You should throw it to Kelsey, right? I mean, it's almost not even an argument right here that this should be a throw to Travis Kelsey. There's kind of a Green Bay player in the way, but still, you can, you have a clean pocket. You can move around and finagle that if you have to. We've seen Mahomes do that his entire career. If you want to look at the safeties, both safeties and both corners have stayed deep to make sure that they're covering the 2 Kansas City players who are also going deep. In fact, you even have a corner kind of pointing towards Kelsey to try to get someone to cover him. This is as open as it gets in the NFL, and if Mahomes threw the ball now, it would be bad, but you could at least make the argument of, okay, maybe he just, for whatever reason, misread it, pulled the trigger too quickly, but he's going to have time. Watch him just wait. Kelsey was open that entire time. He throws this. It almost even nearly worked, so maybe that's why you do it, but I don't know why you would make that decision, and maybe the real thing is, well, Mahomes has made those types of plays in the past, but I don't know. To me, this is not a characteristic play of Mahomes. In past seasons, I've seen him hit the open guy 20 yards down the field. He doesn't always go for the home run ball, so it's not a good play for Mahomes. It just wasn't, and kind of just a weird play. I don't know why he made that decision. I'd love to know more about that. And I want to show some more plays. These are kind of not necessarily the receiver's faults, but maybe the receiver's fault. There's some miscommunications, like right here. That was just kind of a weird throw. Hill wasn't open, and also the throw was way behind Hill. So were you trying to hit it there? Was there miscommunication? What happened? This play is going to be another one where, again, Hill got wide open, but the throw was just kind of wild and looked like it was missing his spot, but maybe it was a communication thing, so I don't know. You have this play where Mahomes is going to throw the ball down the field, and this one, again, kind of a communication thing. Hill slowed down to get open. It worked, but then Mahomes had already thrown the ball, and so it ends up being an overthrow. A play like this, though, you have Mahomes who's going to make this throw, and again, throws a bit too early, Hill cut a little bit later, another miscommunication play, and then finally you have this one where Mahomes is going to make this throw, and it's to a wide open Hill, and he just overshoots him. That's just a miss right there. And let's go over to this one because, listen, missed throws are going to happen. The one thing you have to say is okay, well, one of the issues that has plagued the Chiefs so far this season has been turnovers. And that's kind of one of the bright spots coming out of this week is hey, you won the turnover differential battle 2-0. So you didn't turn the ball over. You got a couple turnovers on your own. There was a little bit of luck involved, though, and this was one of those plays where it's going to be man coverage. It's a cover 2 man play, and this just kind of... So I should mention, I was going on the Packers subreddit, and Packers fans were very happy with Kevin King's performance in shutting down Tyreek Hill. Kevin King did not shut down Tyreek Hill. That didn't happen. I don't know why they believe that. I mean, King did have a couple of good plays on Tyreek Hill. That is something that happened. So I'm assuming that just kind of the splash plays were a big part of it. I actually think in a bigger part, this was the play people are kind of having in their mind. Honestly, Chandon Sullivan was the primary guy on Hill, and Hill was just getting open every single time they played man coverage. Literally every man coverage time Hill was open. So, some of those were what I just showed you, kind of the clunkiness. And so in this situation, with a cover 2 man play, and you see the route, it could get open against Kevin King. This isn't a bad decision to make this throw pre-snap, or to look at this, to make this throw pre-snap. I totally get it. So Mahomes takes the snap, and you're going to see that Tyreek Hill, at this point, you can kind of see why Mahomes would make this throw, but there's an interesting little wrinkle added here. So remember, there's safety help over the top. So we all remember that Kevin King play where Scotty Miller burned him down the field because Miller's just faster than him. But what's interesting about that play is that it was just cover 1, right? So there was no safety help, which means that King was just completely on an island. Here there's cover 2, so King does kind of have the mindset of, hey, if you're running a go route, I got safety help. We can deal with that. We can work with that. It's not a big deal if you're running a go route. So King was playing so far off also because, it's a 3rd down right here. If they give up 8 yards, not really a big deal. You can live with that. So there's only a real small bubble that King really has to be worried about, and that is the bubble where King is worried about right here. You can look on the screen and say maybe Mahomes could have ran with the football, but again, got to pick up a good amount of yards here, so I don't know if I would really say that. So basically, if King was in press, but this is the exact situation, this would be a much better situation for Kansas City because when Hill stops, King has a lot of momentum taking him further deep. But King has really just started running now, which is why this is not a good decision to make this throw. Look, Hill stops, King notices it, turns his head around, and nearly has an interception right there. Probably should have had an interception right there. So it's just another one of those, you could argue, oh, don't throw it to Hill too much. No, they should keep throwing it to Hill. Hill's consistently getting open. But, maybe realize, honestly, you could argue this is a play calling aspect. Teams are going to play cover 2 against you. So in this situation, that's basically the only area King had to defend. Maybe do something different. Maybe fake that and then run a go route or something. But again, kind of one of those just tough situations. Mahomes shouldn't have made the throw. So yeah, listen, you can argue, well, there's other aspects that are outside of his control. I don't disagree. I also think that for a guy who many believe is the best quarterback in the world, he needs to start playing better. There's no denying that. So it's not all his fault, but some of it is, again, not his fault necessarily, but he could be playing, again, you have to play at an elite level if your team is going to win a Super Bowl for Patrick Mahomes. This team isn't good enough and to, drag him deep into the playoffs, and honestly, that's the expectation for Kansas City. They're not trying to make the playoffs. They're trying to make a Super Bowl and win it. So, yeah, interesting stuff. What do you guys think about Mahomes? Always love hearing from you. And, of course, as always, thanks for watching.